I have built my politics around inclusivity. I have a track record on working on inclusivity, both political inclusivity and economic inclusivity.
You talk about political inclusivity. I mean, at the moment, you are in different channels with the president of Kenya. What happened and what inclusivity are you talking about here?
Me and the president are individuals. Kenya is 50 million Kenyans. We have built the largest political party in Kenya today. That speaks to inclusivity. The president and I are not enemies. We just see politics differently.
Do you feel betrayed by Mr. Kenyatta for not supporting you because you agreed in 2013 and 2017 that he's going to support you in 2022?
I think that's a question you ask President Uhuru Kenyatta.
How do you feel?
When I decided to support President Uhuru Kenyatta, I did not give him no conditions. I did not tell him that I am supporting you so that you can support me. I supported him as a gentleman. It is him who went public and said, Ruto is supporting me for 10 years. I will support him for 10 years. So, and you know, being an adult, he's free to change his mind. You know, there is absolutely no problem. So I did my part for a friend. How he wants to go about it himself, that's his choice.
Let's look at the track record you mentioned. You've been in power for 9 years. Are you happy with the performance?
I'm happy with the performance, but I know we could have done better. Our first 5 years was solid. Solid in terms of everything we set out to do. We have made tremendous progress.
So what you're saying, the first term was successful?
Absolutely.
But I can tell you that.
And it is on the basis of that first term that we were re-elected resoundingly in 2017 for us.
So what happened in the second term?
Unfortunately, in the second term, we set out to achieve 4 things. And we had discussions with experts, local and international, on what was supposed to be the basis for the foundation we had laid of infrastructure and education and whatever else we had done. How do we use that foundation for the eventual takeoff of our nation? Unfortunately, the whole of that plan did not go far.
Why?
Because immediately after the election, we entered into a situation called the handshake. And the handshake took the whole country in a different tangent and trajectory. Instead of concentrating on the plan we had, the whole plan changed.
And it became to bring the country together.
And it became an agenda to change the constitution to satisfy a few people.
The handshake was meant to bring the country together, which was divided on.
Precisely meant to.
Do you support that idea?
Meant to, but it never brought nobody together. In fact, the so-called building bridges build no bridge. In fact, it's destroyed every bridge that existed.
So the handshake is, are you putting it on the handshake that made you not succeed in the second term? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. I mean, when the handshake came into operation, the whole agenda of the Big Four took a back burner. And the whole project now was, how do we change the constitution? We ran for 4 years on this project.
What could you have done to take the country back on track?
I tried my best. I spoke at every opportunity and time to the folly of us abandoning the project we had of building on the success of the first term, moving the country in the direction of creating jobs. The handshake and the BBI process destroyed our government. It made government dysfunctional. It destroyed the opposition. It destroyed our political party.
But
the
all
ruling
these things you're mentioning
political
happened
party,
under your watch.
it destroyed.
You were the deputy president.
Yes.
You are the second
And,
most powerful
and I
person in Kenya.
spoke to my boss, and I spoke to everybody who cared the most I could. I even went public.
Could you have stepped
When
aside
I
protect your trade
when I
journalists?
stood in Bomas to speak to the issues around the BBI, I was a lone voice in Bomas, right? And the whole of this scheme, to me, eventually looked like it was choreographed. Unknown to me, choreographed to try and force me to get out of government. And I wouldn't give it to them.